sisters, we come here again, the house of Yasharal, 12 tribes,
12 tribes,
giving thanks to Yahuwah Elohim.
yes.
Brothers and sisters, I want you to know that what is taking place in the world today in these last days is the Father separating his sheep from the goat. And it's important we must understand what is going on. Because he says in the last days, he's going to send his saints.
Yes.
So I want you to open your mind and to really dig in and to understand what the word is saying to us as a people today.
Yes.
Let us say a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, Yahuwah, we thank you in the name of your Son, Yahushua. Be with us now and forevermore. Amen. Brothers and sisters, we're going into a topic here I want to share with the house of Yasharal concerning sisters in Yasharal and those that are out there in the heathen world.
Sisters then.
See, because we all have to come back to the covenant.
Yes.
This covenant is, we must come back to the covenant.
Yes.
When I was in the whorehouse for 26 years, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, worshiping this Jesus Christ with white face, straight hair, and blue eyes, I was mixed up in the heathen, worshiping the gods of the heathens.
Yes.
But I'm thankful to his goodness and his mercy that he brought me out of her. You know, and we want to go here to Proverbs chapter 31. Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10 says, who can find a virtuous woman? Now I want you to understand that's a question. The Father says, who can find a virtuous woman? I want you to know we have them out there.
Proverbs.
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10. Say, who can find a virtuous woman? Brothers and sisters, unless we come back under the covenant being to really know our roles. It says, for her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her. You hear that? His heart safely trust. It's a dangerous thing when you can't trust your wife.
Dangerous.
He said, but his heart safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Did you hear that? She could do him good. He didn't say part of the time. He didn't say he could marry and at the first section she could do good. He said all the days of his life.
Yes.
She could do him good.
Good woman.
All the days of his life. She ain't gonna go to try to poison you, to try to shoot you, to try to kill you before the armed forces, the heathen world, try to degrade your name in the street. She ain't gonna do that. They say all her days, all the days of her life, she can do good.
Yes.
Towards you, my brother. So we got to understand what's happening here. When you see a woman take a gun and shoot her husband, or try to poison him, but you got to understand something entered into her. Satan. I want you to understand me here, brothers and sisters. We got two types of people on this earth. We got the children of Yasharal, the children of the Most High, and we got the children of Satan.
Yes.
That's it. Don't be deceived by these whore churches. Two types of people in this world. His children, you know how you can distinguish his children? They obey the truth.
Obedient.
You see his children obedient. This is how he separates us. The heathen world tell you one thing and the Father's word tell you, well, his children going with what he said. They ain't going to be caught up in what the word said. For his 30 said, favor is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth Yahuwah. I want you to understand. A woman that feareth Yahuwah shall be praised.
Yes.
I didn't say Jesus Christ. You see, it's some foolishness going on over there. A woman that feareth Yahuwah, she shall be praised. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 19. Proverbs chapter 19, my brothers and sisters. It says, house and riches are the inheritance of fathers, and a prudent wife is from Yahuwah. You know what he's saying here? This virtuous woman, this prudent wife, he can bring that, he can give that to you. He is going to bring, the virtuous woman, the prudent wife is from Yahuwah. So a lot of brothers out there, in this heathen setup. They have beautiful women, they have virtuous women, but they don't know they roll under the covenant because they are worshiping in a heathen setup. You see, you got to come under the covenant. You know, sometimes the girl look at it and say, why you just stay with that man? He up in the church singing to this Jesus Christ, and then he beating you and he's striking you down, but you still just go and cook his breakfast. You still wash his clothes. You see, there's a covenant unto a covenant. Come on, you better hear me.
Yes.
You see, but see, she just don't understand that she got to come out that system into the system of the Father, where the covenant is set up so that he can present her with a real man.
Yes.
Genesis chapter 24. Let's go there. Genesis chapter 24. The virtuous woman. Genesis chapter 24.
Let's find Rebecca.
And verse 13 said, Now you know Abraham was getting old in age, and he said to his servant, look here, I want you to go to my brother's place and find a wife for my son. Come on now.
Yes.
Say, go find a wife.
Find a wife.
Yitzhak didn't even have to go. He sent his servant and said, go over there to my brother and bring back a wife for my son.
No knife.
No knife, bring me a wife. So Eliezer did this, and as Eliezer, when he is talking to the father here now, he said, behold, I stand here by the well of water,
yes.
and the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water. And let it come to pass, he's talking to Yahoo, he said, Father, let it come to pass that the damsel to whom I shall say, let down thy pitcher, I pray thee that I may drink. And she shall say, drink, and I will give thy camels drink. Also, let the same be she that thou hast appointed for my servant Yitzhak. You catch that? You see who given this woman to Yitzhak? The father.
Yes.
So it said, and thereby shall I know that thou hast showed kindness unto my master.
Yes.
And it came to pass before he had done speaking, that behold, Rebekah walked up.
Yes.
And came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with a pitcher upon her shoulder. And the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin.
Yes.
Neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well and filled a pitcher and came up. I want you to know, when the father gives to his children, he gives the best.
The best.
He don't give second hand. He gives the best. So to his servant Yitzhak, he picked out this woman for Yitzhak. You see, brothers and sisters, let me tell you something, sisters. The problem with our women in society today, they have the wrong role models. See, a woman today who said that she wants to come under the God, your role model needs to be four women. Yes. Sarai, Rebecca, Rachel,
yes.
and Leah. See, if you take those four women as your role model, you wouldn't have a problem in being submissive to your husband. Your own husband.
Yes.
Come on now. See, but they don't have no respect for that. They in this whole system, it is just foolishness. Role models, Sarai, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah.
Yes.
These women stood by their man till the end of time.
Yes.
You know, backstepping here. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 3.
Stand by your man.
1 Peter chapter 3. 1 Peter chapter 3.
Yes, in the same way.
And verse 5, it says, for after this manner in the old time, the set apart women also who trusted in Elohim adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands.
Yes.
Got a problem today. You won't name them be in subjection to their own husband. They weren't but the pastor, not a man husband. But watch it. He said, be in subjection to your own husband.
Yes.
Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him master. Now, when you read this text, someone say, call who master? They say, me calling my husband, man. It's amazing you could be in a house with a woman and the woman despise you.
Yes.
Mercy. Say she called her, let me tell you, she didn't love Abraham. You see, when you come under the covenant, for the first time, you can understand what it is to be loved.
Yes.
Because we get direction from the Father himself on how to treat the daughter of Yasharal.
Yes.
That she is a queen.
Yes.
That she is a crown. Come on now.
In the covenant.
In the covenant. Whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazement. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge.
Knowledge.
You see, but just the problem now, women don't want to dwell according to knowledge. You come to them and say, well, honey, you know, I realize we've been getting wrong. We got to straighten up here because the Father showed me that that's a whole setup, but we got to come out of that filth and stand on some solid ground. then they want to lock you in the face and try to take on your role as the priest, not understanding that through submission that you will be saved.
Submission. That's the father's rule.
Giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel,
Yes.
and as being heirs together of the grace life, that your prayers may not be in. Finally, be all of one mind. You hear that? You know, it's amazing. The brother, he come out of that system now, under the covenant, giving thanks. Now the wife, she don't want to come out of that system. She wants to stay there giving praise to this false Jesus, these idols and whatnot. But she still think y'all could be equally yoked. Say, can the lamb and the wolf lay down together? It can't happen, sister. You have to now decide to stand with your mind.
Yes.
Stand like the brave.
In righteousness.
Let me tell you something. I want you to understand that Satan has children on this earth. We have Satan children and the children of the Most High.
Yes.
See, you can find out which child you is, you know. They say, blessed are they that are dead. See, because a lot of people going down worshiping this Jesus Christ really think they can be there, but they don't know the Father got the final word on that.
Yes.
It's only ignorance. But he said, more blessed are you that are living. You know why? Because you're not going to know where you're not going. You could know. He said it could be a fiery condemnation because they could know what coming. The lake of fire. Having compassion one to another, love has brethren. Be pitiful, be courteous. For finally be ye all of one mind. We must be of one mind.
One mind.
Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 4. Come on, brothers and sisters, turn to your Bible. That's what it is for. Turn to the scriptures. Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 4. And it says, a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. Listen
Yes.
to me. But she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones.
Mercy.
You got to say, no, they'll make ashamed of you. You could marry a man, say you love and stand before this whole altar system and talk about, oh yes, I will do this and I will do it, but then the test come. You know, you got a lot of men who want their wives sleep with other women. You know, say, I won't sleep with this, not a husband and wife. Or I want to pimp you off so we can make some money. And they go with that. But soon as the man of Elohim stand and say, look here, we got to stand under the covenant of the Most High, you got a problem. You got to see, sister, it can't wait like that.
Submission.
We standing on the word of Elohim.
Yes.
Now, you trying to say now, you want to do your own thing. But you got to understand, the Father's going to hold the man accountable. Either you walk with him, or you're going to miss your way. You're going to miss your way, my sister. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 25. And a lot of you don't have that. That's Ecclesiasticus chapter 25. Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 by 16 29. You wouldn't find, because that's in the 1611 edition. You know, when they first brought the scriptures out, the first scripture came out in 1611. In 1611, it had 80 books, not 66 books. And the name Jesus, what they had in it, there wasn't no J then, they had I. If you look at this, it have I. But because of the Ruach HaKodesh, when I read over this, the Father done it filled me with the Spirit that I read correctly.
Yes.
See, this takes, you got to come unto the Father.
Yes.
So they have I-E-S-U-S here. That's what they was worshiping down in 1611. But the whole church, the Catholic Church now decided to change the letter I to J, Jehovah to Jehovah, and they cast that filth off the y'all, and y'all right there happy-go-lucky in it, and yet y'all will look up in the man of Elohim face and tell him it don't matter. But let me tell you something, sister, you don't matter.
Yes. No matter.
I don't put nobody before my Father.
No.
You don't matter. What he says matter. So if you have a problem with that, that's your business.
Yes.
The filth wouldn't be in my presence.
Yeah, keep going.
I stand on his truth. Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 verse 16 said, I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. You hear me? I would rather dwell with a lion and a dragon. Well, you see, that's some rough stuff there. Because you know a lion ain't no...
Lion ain't easy.
The Father is trying to show you the seriousness of a wicked woman.
Yes.
Like how I came under this covenant, what the Father is saying to me, Derek, I bring you in that house under this covenant, don't touch no more of that woman up there.
That's right.
The woman I got for you, I can bring her to you.
Yes.
I can send you a daughter of Yasharah. I can send you a woman under the covenant so y'all could be of one mind. Y'all could stand strong and give respect unto my name.
Yes.
Listen to this. 17. The wickedness of a woman changing her face, mercy, and darkening her countenance like sackcloth. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it shall sigh bitterly. Listen to this. 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Mercy.
All wickedness. Little.
Now, when the Father had me get this book, and I had to study these 14 books to take it, and I understand why they take it out now. The whole church had to take it out. The Catholic system, they had to take it out. Because they love that pork. They love that idol, but this crush all of that. Got some people, boy, they love this ham. I used to eat ham before. But look, if the Father say I don't need it in my body, I settle it.
Settle it.
I tell you, be a soldiers of the Most High. You know.
Yes.
This ain't no sissy wagon. This ain't no petty party. These men of valor. He said, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of... I say, Father, you got to show me. I say, Father, help me to understand that. Come on now. He said, let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Mercy, you know what he said? Whoever this wicked woman is, don't let my son, don't let my child of Yasharah under the covenant, let a wicked man fall under her. But his servant, if he have a servant, and he under a woman like that, he can move it.
Mercy.
He said, oh no. He said, you wicked, say, oh no. Come out of there, my child. And you know we're going to separate your truth.
Teacher.
If you stand by the truth can remove you from her.
Yes.
So he said, look here, sister. You could commit your wickedness, but they ain't going to be on my child. You better go get a child of Satan. As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the age, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. Mercy. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not
For pleasure.
for pleasure. A woman, come on now, listen to this, nice 20. A woman, if she maintains a man, a woman, if she maintains her husband, is full of treatings. Oh, mercy. Say, this woman full of treatings. Some of you fellas don't understand what you're dealing with, you know. You wonder why your wife got an attitude. Her face always changing. Her countenance. The Father said, a woman that maintains her husband, she got 3 problems. I can give you the first one right here. The first one is anger.
Angry all the time.
They always angry. Full of anger. The second one, impudence.
Impudence. Hard love.
And the third one, he say much reproach.
Scorn you.
Watch this now. Much reproach. Say a woman that maintained her husband have 3 problems. The first one is anger. The second one is impudence. And the third one, brother, see, oh, I tell you, when you come under the covenant, the Father can fill in the gaps, you know.
Yes.
See, if you want to understand why your wife in the condition she is, I want you to go and get a dictionary and find out the deeper meanings of these words. But this is her problem right here. She has 3 main problems: anger, impotence, and reproach. A wicked woman abated the courage, making heavy countenance, and a wounded heart. Now listen to this. It says, a woman that will not comfort her husband in distress. Mercy. Make it weak hands and feeble knees.
Yes.
You hear that? A woman that will not.
Destroy him.
A man loses his job. He ain't wait for a year, but when he was doing good, he was giving everything he had to. The man going through some distress time. But when he go home, he put his hand to touch his wife, but she push his hand off. Mercy. Watch this now. He said, a woman that does not comfort her husband in times of distress makes feeble hand. Man living in the house for 6 months, he ain't had sex with his wife. Couldn't even touch his wife. But this is what you call a demonic witchcraft.
Yes.
That is wickedness.
Satanic.
Because one of the main things about this woman, she is a comforter of man.
Yes.
It says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Give the water no passage, neither give woman liberty to guard abroad. This is the word I talking from the word. See, y'all missed the boat. That's why you're not stuck with these devils. Verse 26 says, if she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorcement.
And let her go.
Mercy.
Let her go.
Now come now. If she goes not in the way that you, especially if you under the covenant,
That's the thing.
you're doing the work of the Father. But she
Yes.
don't want that.
No.
She want to go drink liquor and go behind the pig pen, have sex and do all kind of filth. But the
Father
minute you
is-
tell her we gotta stand on them round, she gotta open up her mouth.
The father way is boring.
That's right. But I can show you who they from. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 6. Proverbs chapter 6. My son, keep thy father's commandment and forsake not the law of thy mother. He talking to Yasharal. See, when you under this covenant, what he's saying now, he said, look here, man, keep the commandment. Bind them continually upon thine hand and tie them about thy neck.
Yes.
When thou goest, it shall lead thee. When thou sleepest, it shall keep thee. And when thou wakest, it shall talk with thee.
Yes.
For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is a light,
Yes.
and reproofs of instruction are the way of life,
Yes.
to keep thee from the evil woman. I want you to know, just as we have virtuous women, we have evil women. Evil. And the Father will separate them.
Plenty of
Truth can separate them, because let me tell you, the children of the devil, they can never accept truth. They love falsehood. That's how he can separate them.
Yes.
Go with me. From the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread. Wonder why you see them laying out in the street with bottle of liquor in their hand. A whore and pass through some of them, bring them down to nothing.
Most of them.
And they go and take on another one
Yes.
to bring him down.
Yes.
It says, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. Can a man take fire in his bosom and his clothes not be burnt? Can one go up on hot coals and his feet not be burnt? So he that goeth into his neighbor's wife, whosoever toucheth her shall not be innocent. Watch out for these married women. But the Father is respectfully responding here to Yasharal.
Yes.
Can I come under the covenant? I can't touch a brother wife. That is not right. That heathen setup with them, that's full of it. But you got to come out of there under the covenant to understand the depth of what he's saying here.
Yes, yes.
Proverbs chapter 9 and verse 12. It says, if thou be wise, thou shalt be wise for thyself. But if thou scornest, thou alone shalt bear it. A foolish woman is glamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing. You hear that? You ever see them? They dress up, they got these tight clothes. You can see every crease in them, driving these big cars, got the jewelry on. Say, a foolish woman is very glamorous, but they don't know nothing. For she sitteth at the door of a house on a seat in the high places of the city, to call passengers who go right on their ways. Who is simple in him? Who is simple, let him turn and hit up. And as for him that wanted understanding, she said to him, stolen waters are sweet, man. Come steal some of this from my husband. Stolen water sweet.
Commit adultery.
And bread eaten in secret is blessed. But he knoweth not that the dead are there, and that her guests are in the depths of hell. You hear that? Her guests are in the depths of hell. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus. That's right. Ecclesiasticus chapter 26. Ecclesiasticus chapter 26. 5 to 9. And it says, there be three things that mine heart feareth. For the fourth I was so afraid. The slander of a city, the gathering together of an unruly multitude, and false accusation. All these were worse than death. He said, but grief of heart, this is the part, the grief of heart, and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman. Listen to the word of the Father. You understand why they tell these $4 up? You need to wake up, brothers and sisters. The ministers, some of them are interested in paying their light bill and collecting their little check and sucking the money. They don't care about nobody. Talking with the poor. But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and scourge of the tongue which communicated with all. An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that had hold of her is as he had hold of a scorpion. Mercy. A drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks on her eyelids. Listen to what the Father is saying here. He said the haughtiness of a woman may be noticed. You could see it in the way she looked, how she dressed. You see that the skirt right up under their hip, walking around all their breasts. He telling you they haughty. And he saying they looks and they eyelid. They ain't got no respect for the he-call, the temple. They ain't got no respect for that. Look here. Oh, I give thanks to the Father. Because there are many of them who operating under blindness and ignorance. But the Father can send truth to deliver you. Just like Shubal when he had Stephen stoned. And the Father came to him, but he was in ignorance, he didn't know. But when he get the truth, the man straighten up. The man reject the Pharisees and scribes and stand for Yahuwah to him right away. Verse 25 says, shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. But he that is shamefast, but she that is shamefasted will fear Yahuwah. See, you got women out there, they don't fear the Father.
That's the problem.
All they into is autumn.
Yes.
They talk about their marriages now, but when the man come to them as a priest, this when you see they ain't got no respect for you. That's when you can see it. Because you can understand if he's saying, look here man, let's go teach this, let's go rob this, but you're trying to get him up a little higher in the word, bring him to a higher standard under the covenant, and they look at you and tell you use the devil, but I ain't no devil, use the devil, sister.
Yes.
Because the Father say, love us who more than me.
Yes.
It's showing you, my child, the Father got voice. You want the tail end. Proverbs chapter 5. Proverbs chapter 5 said, my son, attend unto my wisdom and bow thine ears unto my understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion and that thy lips may keep knowledge.
Yes.
For the lips of a strange woman drop a honeycomb and her mouth is smoother than oil. But her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps take hold on hell. Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life, her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. Hear me now, therefore, O ye children, and depart not from the words of my mouth. But he's saying to Yahshua, he said, when I bring you out of the hope into the truth, don't depart. He said, when you look over there tonight, you will see them, they look haughty and they looks and they eyelids. He said, don't touch them. I deliver you over to that horse.
Yes.
You stay under my covenant. He said, I can bring you a virtuous woman.
Yes.
You don't got to go lucky. These women go around hunting man. That's no wonder a lot of men get they dead. These women on the hunt. But the Father said, I just give them.
Yes.
Remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh the door of her house, lest thou give thine honor unto others, and thy years unto the cruel.
Yes.
That strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger. You know what that means?
They strip you.
That's like me being under the covenant of Yahshua, and I decided to go marry a Edomite woman who into this Jesus Christ. And she bear a child for me. And she have a son for me. My seed can be in the house, give it. You see, you got to understand what the Father doing here. The Father does not want us to mix with them. Right. Once he bring you on to that, you can't mix them. Because your seed will be cursed off. You imagine, see some fellas marry these Chinese women, they break up the Chinese women, don't care the children back to China, and what they worshiping Buddha!
Dragon.
The dragon, you don't see what's going on there. Yahshua is a specific set of people. These are his children.
Yes.
He is willing to accept the heathens and the Edomites, but you got to come under this covenant.
Yes.
Because if I didn't come back under the covenant, I would be destroyed. Proverbs chapter 7. Mercy. Now this is a try. It says, my son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live. And my law has the apple of thine eye. Bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thine heart. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman, that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger with flattery with her words. For at the window of her house I looked through my casement and beheld among the simple ones, I designed among the youths, a young man void of understanding. Because I say in this ghetto, passing through the streets near her corner, and he went the way of her house. And in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark of night. Watch when he doing it. You know what? Y'all fellas know what they talking about.
Ghost move.
Y'all know these ghost move guys in the twilight, in the black of the night, in the dark of the night. Got these women out house onto their bedroom. Now those the children can't see the man them coming in and out. But they know you're a whore and a hooker. It might sound a little harsh to you, but let me tell you something. You got to come under this covenant and they ain't gonna wait. They have their little oh yeah, you just slipped around. Yeah, come after 12 in the night. He's sneaking through the house 12. this Tommy. Next night, this Johnny. Next night, yeah, this Fred. They come in the twilight, in the dark of the night. The father doesn't know what these things. Oh boy. And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot. Several of her say she had the attire of a harlot. That's how she was dressed, like a whore. Mothers dressing these daughters like hookers from young. And then the father stand up and say, look here, the father tell the priest, say, look here, teach your children. He didn't tell no woman to do that. The woman wanted the job so she could dress them like sluts and hoes and hookers.
Yes.
But the man will bring them under accordance with the covenant. But you got a problem with that. But if you have a problem with that, sister, I can tell you, but you can take the front door. Because when it comes to this ain't no pity party.
No pity party.
The seed of the devil can't mix with the seed of Yahuwah.
No.
You better hear me. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. Now is she without, now in the streets and lying in wait at every corner. So she caught him and kissed him with an impudent face, said unto him, I have peace offerings with me. This day have I paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. That's what she said now. I have decked my bed with coverings and tapestry, and with carpets and fine linens of each a wool. That's what these women doing. Women will go get, first thing this woman want, they go get this bedroom set. They get the prettiest one. They'll go into debt for that one. And the bed is just a bed of horror. Say she deck her bed with tapestry. Oh man, and not talking on good no time, and all she could talk about was her bed. Oh, if you see my bed, it's so big and there. I say, well, your husband, but I ain't got no husband. I said, Mercy.
Get you in the bed.
Mercy said they deck it out. That's how they get this man. He's sort of like an ox to the slaughter. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh and aloes and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love. Until the morning, let us solace ourselves with love. For the good man is not at home. He has gone on a long journey. That's how they do it.
That's right.
They waiting for the husband to go off. So sooner than the man go on the plane, they got man up. And then some of the men ain't no good, but some of them going off to go sleep with other women. So it's just a whole system altogether. That's why you got to come out of that filth. You got to come under the covenant of Yahuwah. Boy, you should know Jesus Christ. That's the Edomites' God. That's a curse. You don't know that's witchcraft? He had taken a bag of money with him and will come home at the day appointed. With much fair speech she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips she forced him. He goeth straight away as an ox goeth to the slaughter. Oh, brother. Once you done trigger off, you know you're going. The Father say, don't even get caught up in it. He say, stay away. Or has a fool to the correction of the stocks till they die, strike through his liver. As a boy hastened to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for the precious life.
Kill him.
That's right. Hearken unto me now, therefore, ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thine heart decline to her. Ways, go not astray in her party, talking to Yasharel, those under the covenant.
Man of Yasharel.
For she had cast down many wounded, yea, many strong men have been slain by her.
Yes.
Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. Come on now.
So true.
That's where it is. Let's go to 1 Chronicles. Let's go to 1 Chronicles chapter 15. 1 Chronicles chapter 15. That's right, the way down to death.
Amen.
It says here, and David was clothed with a robe of fine linen. And all the Levites that bear the ark, and the singers, and the Chenai, and the master of the song with the singers, David also had upon him an ephod of linen. Thus all Yashral brought up the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah, with shouting and with sound of the cornet, with the trumpets, with the cymbals, making a noise with psalteries and harps. And it came to pass, as the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah came to the city of David, that Michal, the daughter of Saul, looking out the window, saw David dancing and playing, and she despised him in her heart. What would his wife do?
Yasharel.
She looked out and she despised him. And you know what happened because she did that?
Died.
She never bare another seed. She never had a seed. The father leave her barren. See, be careful. Let me tell you something. It's one thing when you speak against these hypocritical preachers and this whorehouse worshiping this Jesus Christ. But it's a different thing when you speak against the servant he sent to tell the truth. You see, when you despise his servant and you speak against his servant, let me tell you something, you speak a curse upon yourself. it's better you don't say nothing. You see? Take it from me. Matthew chapter 14, 1 to 11. Let's find out why he said that there's no wickedness greater than the wickedness of a woman. I say, Father, take me through this. Matthew chapter 14. Matthew chapter 14 and verse 1. And it said, at that time Herod the Tetrarch heard of the fame of Yahushua. Wasn't no Jesus. They got here Isus. But I tell you, the Ruach HaKodesh, I give thanks to the Father.
Yes.
He knows how to clean the mind.
Bless him.
At that time, Herod the Tetrarch heard of the fame of Yahushua and said unto the servant, this is Johann the Immerser. He is risen from the dead, and therefore mighty works do show forth themselves in him. For Herod had laid hold on Johann and bound him, put him in prison for Herodias' sake, his brother's Philip's wife. For Johann had said unto him, it is not lawful for thee to have her. You see, when it comes to the Father's truth, a lot of people don't like truth because they cut them down. He says, okay, man, you can't have your brother wife, man. It ain't lawful for you to have your brother wife. You need to put that woman away. You see? People don't like truth. Galatians 1:10, he said, you hate me now because I tell you the truth.
Yes.
And when he would have put him to death, he fed the multitude because they counted him as a seer, a prophet. But when Herod's birthday was kept, the daughter of Herodias danced before them and pleased Herod. I want you to know this was Herod's birthday.
Yes.
Say the daughter danced before him. And if you look through scripture, every time these Edomites have a birthday, a child of Yasharite dies. Whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatsoever she would ask. And she being before instructed of her mother said, give me here Johann the Immerser head in a charger. And the king was sorry. Nevertheless, for the oath's sake, and there beside him, with him and me, he commanded it to be given to him. And he said, and beheaded Johann, a servant of the Most High. I want you to see what was happening to his children, you know. It ain't going to be no less fuss. But let me tell you something. There's more with me than they got against me. You see, the Father will show me, he don't open my mind. I ain't got time for your foolishness. And his head was brought in a charge and given to the damsel. And what she do? She take it and give it to her mother. Mercy. Listen to this now. 1 Kings. Let's go to 1 Kings. 1 Kings chapter 19. 1 day. And Ahab told Jezebel all that Elijah had done with all how he had slain all the prophets with the sword. And Jezebel sent a messenger unto Elijah saying, so let the deities do to me and more also if I make not thy life as the life of one of them by tomorrow about this time. Now listen, this woman sent a message to the servant of Yahuwah for what she could do to him. You see, what is a serious thing, you know? This Jezebel, Ahab's wife. That's right. And when he saw that, he arose and went for his life and came to Beersheba, which belonged to Judah, and left his servant there. But he himself went a few more days journey into the wilderness, and came and sat down under a juniper tree, and there he said, Father, take my life. But the father wasn't ready for it. You see, when it comes to his servant, the only way their life can take is when he's ready for it. You cannot touch them. I don't care who you is. You cannot touch his servant unless he authorizes it.
Yes.
And as he lay and slept under the juniper tree, behold, a messenger touched him and said to him, arise and eat. To bring him food to eat. Yes. It says that the food he ate sustained him for 40 days and 40 nights. And he went unto the mountain of Elohim. You hear me? 1 Kings 21. 1 Kings 21. Listen to this now. Listen to this. And it came to pass after these things that Naboth, the Jezreelite, had a vineyard which was in Jezreel, by the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria. And Ahab spake unto Naboth, saying, give me thy vineyard, that I may have it for a garden of herb, because it is near unto my house, and I will give thee for a better vineyard than it, or whatever seemeth good to thee, or the weight of it in money. And Naboth said to Ahab, Yahuwah forbid me. Naboth said to Ahab the king, Yahuwah forbid me that I should give you my father's inheritance, that I should give away. He said, I can't do this, man. So Ahab the king now, the man told him he can't do it. So Ahab the king said, he came into his house heavy and displeased because of the word which Naboth the Jezreelite had spoken to him. For he had said, I will not give thee the inheritance of my father. And he laid down upon his bed and turned away his face and would eat no bread. Now he's supposed to be a king. But yes, Jezebel, his wife, came to him and said unto him, Why is thy spirit so sad, and thou eatest no bread? And he said unto him, Because I spake unto Naboth the Jezreelite, and he said unto me, and I said unto him, Give me thy said the vineyard for the money, if it please thee, and I will give thee another vineyard for it. And answered, I will not give you these vineyards. Hear what his wife can say now. And Jezebel his wife said unto him, Doest thou now govern the kingdom of Yashua? Arise and eat bread, and let thine heart be merry. I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite. Listen what this woman said.
Yashua woman.
Listen what she even ain't the king. She said, I didn't give you it. Now how she can give it to him? How is she going to do this?
Wickedness.
So she wrote letters in Ahab's name, and sealed them with his seal, and sent the letters unto the elders and to the nobles that were in the city dwelling in Naboth. And she wrote in the letter, saying, Proclaim a fast, and set Naboth on high among the people, and set 2 men, sons of Belial, sons of Satan, before him to bear witness against him, saying, Thou didst blaspheme Elohim and the king, and then carry him out and stone him, that he may die. You hear what the woman do? You hear what she authorized? You wonder why the father said, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. When a woman kill a man, you think she just jumped to kill. Some women plan to kill a nigga for. She married this nigga, and with a year later, she planned to kill him the next 3 years. Any man just do things haphazardly, but the father wants us to understand that his children under this covenant watch out for these heathen women who worshiping this Jesus Christ. He said, watch their haughty locks and their eyes. He said, stay under the covenant, and I can give you a daughter right in the covenant, right out of Yasharah.
Yes.
Come on now.
All right now.
Let's go to Lamentations. Lamentations.
Powerful word.
That's right. Lamentations chapter 4. Lamentation chapter 4 said, The hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. They were their meat in destruction of the daughter. My people, you hear that? Women eat their own children. It's Yahshua now, you know. Let me tell you why this happening. We start worshiping the gods of the heathens. And when we did that, that's why they was angry with Elijah. When they did that, the father just how he had the blessing, he had the curses. So he sees up their water. They ain't had no water, no food. He said, since you all want to go worship the heathens, let their gods provide water and food for you. Because we made a covenant with him. And he has a right. So let's go to 2 Kings chapter 6. So I can clear that up good for you. 2 Kings chapter 6. Now listen to this. And as the king of Yashrael was passing by upon the wall. Now, I want you to know everything I do is scriptural. I ain't giving y'all nothing from no false prophets. And as the king of Yashrael was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help me, my master, O my king. And he said, If Yahuwah do not help thee, when shall I help thee? Out of the barn flour or out of the wine press? So you got to understand, they were suffering, they were being punished. There wasn't no food, no water. So when she said, Help me, he's trying to say, Well, woman, ain't no water, ain't no food, what you want me to do? If Yahuwah ain't help you, how I can help you? And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and then eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, Give thy son that we may eat him. And she hid her son. You hear what? This is what she telling the king now. Now see what the king do. And it came to pass when the king heard the words of the woman that he rent his clothes. He said, Whoa. He couldn't believe it. Look how low they going, eh? You don't see these slaves now be to the low end of the ladder.
Yes.
He rent his clothes and he passed by upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth upon his flesh. Then he said, Elohim do so, and more also to me, if the head of Elijah, the son of Yaphat, shall stand on him this day. You know who he blaming for it? The man of Elohim. He's saying this Elijah's fault, man. But Elijah only came out to dictate to the father. It isn't Elijah's fault, it's Yashrael's fault for breaking the covenant.
Yes.
The father said, Y'all want to cast down my name and go worship Satan. Okay then, let me see how y'all can go get your bread and water from him. But Elijah sat in his house, and the elders sat with him. And the king sent a man from before him. But the messenger came to him. He said to the elders, as the king sent a message, and as he was coming, Elijah said to her, See how this son of a murderer had sent to take away mine head. Look, when the messengers come and shut the door and hold him fast at the door. It's not the sound of his master's feet behind him. You hear that?
Yes.
And while he yet talked with them, behold, the messenger came down unto him, and he said, behold, this evil is of Yahuwah. Elijah had nothing to do with it. The evil was of Yahuwah. Let's go to Genesis chapter 2, because a lot of people don't understand what is going on here. Genesis chapter 3.
Teach it.
And verse 14. Let's start here. And Yahuwah Elohim said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and thus shalt thou eat. And what did he do? He made Eve eat the fruit. What did he call Eve up and he to see eat? Well, let's go on. It said, and eat all the days of thy life. And 15. I will put enmity between thee and the woman. Watch this now. And between thy seed and her seed. And it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his head. Now I want you to come back here, brothers. It said, I will put enmity between thee and the woman. And between thy seed and her seed. See, this woman now is going to bear children. Some going to be the seeds of Yahuwah, and some going to be the seeds of Satan. See, you don't catch that. He said, what I can do now, Satan, because you do this, I can put enmity between your seed and her seed. But the seed only can come with the woman. Seed just come from anywhere else. That's why Cain killed Abel. Cain was the child of Satan. He was subject to sin. Satan entered into him anytime he pleased. That's why Esau despised Jacob. He said, you know what I can do? I can put enmity between your seed and the woman's seed. You see, it's two seeds coming out of the woman today. Why you think when a family have children and one of the children kill everybody? No, that was a child of Satan. That was Satan's seed. Where else the seeds coming from? You see, you got to understand what's going on here, you know. There's only two types of people in this earth. Those that belong to Yahuwah here and those that belong to Satan. Because once you subject to Satan, you subject to sin. And the way to know when these people, Satan's seed will never accept you.
Never accept it.
Never accept it. They can't. They never accept you. You can make it plain for them. Oh, that's all right, though. They can't accept. They subject to sin. He said, I can put enmity. Because you do the same, you know what I can do now? I can put enmity. I can put strife between them. That's why Esau didn't hate Jacob. Esau hates us for the very color of our skin. He despised us.
Teach it.
And to the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. That finished, that settled it. He mean in love, sisters. Sometimes we come straight, y'all think it. You see, but only the heathen, only the children of the woman of Satan that think like that. But a child of Yahshua, she understands what it means. It means that he can rule over you in love. You're precious, you're like a rose, you're like a flower, you're like a queen. Many of y'all over in that whole institution, y'all never experienced real love in your life. What y'all experience is nothing but deception. Y'all think y'all know what it is to be loved, but you gotta come under the covenant. I don't care who you is. Your husband could send you a rose every Monday, every day, every week, every month. That ain't nothing if you ain't under this covenant.
Teach it now.
You better hear me. Genesis chapter 19. I want you to know there's a seed of Satan and a seed of the Father.
Yes.
Both of these seeds come through the woman. That's why I tell you, when you see these women have children, they say, well, I thought he was a nice child. Say, man, he check up his man, shoot him on the head. That was Satan's seed. Let me tell you something. Anytime Satan really first seed, he just enter into his children. They subject to him. They subject to sin. That's why one of the revealing points of Satan's children, they reject truth.
Yes.
Satan ain't into no truth. That's separation. Boy, see. Genesis 19. Come on, go with me. Genesis 19. And verse 17, and it says, and it came to pass when they had brought them forth abroad that he had escaped for their life. He said, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain, escape to the mountains lest thou be consumed. So you got to understand, when Lot and his family was in Sodom and Gomorrah, and he bring them out. And I can give you an idea how women like to disobey. He said to Lot, he said, Lord, he said, y'all go. He said, don't look back. He said, don't look back. What happened? Let's go to verse 20. But his wife looked back from behind him and she became a pillar. So she was subject to sin. She was the seed of Satan.
Yes.
You better hear me.
Yes.
That's why she couldn't listen. She got a direct command not to look back, but she looked back because she desired the things that were happening in Sodom.
Yes.
All the filth.
Wickedness.
She was a seed of the devil. Yeah, I can tell you like it is.
Yes.
And Lot went up to Zoar and dwelt in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him. For he feared to dwell in Zoar, and he dwelt in a cave, and his 2 daughters. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth. Come in unto us, after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. Now, a lot of these heathen pastors will tell you that the father okayed that for them. But they ain't okay nothing. That was rebellion they do. They were seeds of Satan.
Yes.
They were the children, they were subject to sin. That was never, the father never authorized 2 daughters to sleep with their papa. I'm trying to show you the woman bringing forth seed, and some of these seeds she brings forth of the devil and some of Yahweh, but he can separate them with his truth.
Yes.
Come on now.
Teach it.
And they made their father drink wine that night. And at the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she rose. You see how smart woman is? They get him so drunk that she gone in there and had her way, and he still didn't know when he wake up. That's how drunk they get him. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto him, Behold, I lay yesterday with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and you go in unto him, lie with him, that we may preserve seed of. See, they think they're doing something good. They say, oh, we can preserve seed of our father. Y'all preserving seed of the devil. That's what y'all doing. You had no authorization from that from the father. Go with me. And they made their father drink wine that night also, and the younger rose and lay with him, and perceived not when she lay down nor when she arose. Thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father. And the firstborn bare a son and called his name Moab. You know who Moab is? They're his enemies.
Yes.
Go to Psalms 83 and 6. One of his enemies is Moab.
Moab.
The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day.
Moab and Ammon.
And the younger she also bare and called his name Ben-Ami. The first of the children of Ammon. They his enemies too.
Yes.
Rebellion. Let me tell you something. If we had obeyed the father from the garden, even Eve, I show you from Eve and the rest of these women, even Lot's wife, they don't, children of the devil, they don't listen to truth. They don't listen to the father's word.
No.
This word is, that's why they love that Jesus Christ swine thing. This covenant ain't no joke here. We stand on truth.
True.
They bore 2 children, and 2 of them as his enemies. If we had done what he said, from he placed Adam and Hawa, who was called Eve in the garden, they were 2 black people, a black woman and a black man. Adam had his locks, his beard was locked. Eve had nice locks on her hair. If they had never broken the cup, this earth would be populated with black people. These red people only come true because of sin. Now you think they get here? The Moabites, Ammon, the tabernacle of Edom. Every time the seed of the devil come true is on the grounds of rebellion. That's why when he come out of Egypt and he said, look here, I want you all to go there and I want you all to destroy all of them. And they still ain't do that.
Mercy.
Brothers, people don't listen to it. I tell you all to destroy them, destroy their pictures, destroy them, but you're going in there with that foot and that before short. Ecclesiastes chapter 9. Oh, some of you don't have this book. I hope you don't have the desire in you. Because only his children can have the desire to go get this, you know. You know who the seed of the devil? Y'all don't care about that. Y'all can sit right there and tell the Father, crack that sky and deal with you in it. Ecclesiastes chapter 9. And it says, give not thy soul unto harlots, that thou lose not thine inheritance. Look not round about thee in the streets of the city, neither wander thou in the solitary places thereof. Turn away thine eyes from a beautiful woman, and look not upon her beauty, another's beauty. For many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman.
Yes.
For herewith love is kindled as a fire. Sit not at all with another man's wife. Oh boy, that whole host loved her. They up in the church sitting now with another man's wife. Murderers, thieves, lies.
Adulterous.
Sit not with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine arms, and spend not thy money on her. the wine, lest thine heart incline unto her, and through thy desire thou fall into destruction. You hear me? Thou fall into destruction. Let's go to Job. Let's go to Job. Be not dismayed by her beauty. Job chapter 2. Job chapter 2. And it says, I wouldn't read the whole thing. For some of y'all who want to read, you can read the entire thing. It said, Job chapter 2 and verse 7. So when Satan fought from the presence of Yahuwah and smote Job with sores and boils, and the sole of his foot unto the ground, and he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. Now you got to understand this. The Father allowed Job to take on some sickness, but he was a man of Allah. That's why we can't doubt, you know. Some people might come and say, but you's the man of Elohim, you don't got no food to eat. You look sick. That's all right, I still can serve Yahoo.
Yes. Serve him.
I'd rather be broken poor with him than have treasures living with Satan. Because a lot of people have money like dirt and they got treasures out there, but they still live in the gutter. If you ain't got the truth, you ain't got nothing. Let me sleep on a rock with my father. You will sleep in the rosy bed because your bed can turn into coals of fire, and I can tell you that right now. Then said his wife unto him, doest thou still retain thine integrity? Curse Elohim and die. Now listen to the counsel he get from that wife.
Yes.
That's why you cannot hearken to these women. Now it's time for the wife to give good advice. You know, like Sarah said to Abraham, look, you got to put this woman away. Abraham was said to, but the father said to do what she said. But you got to be careful. If it ain't something that is positive and connects with rebuilding, be careful. She said, look, why don't you curse him and die? You hear what Job said? But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women. Now, let me ask you something here. The mere fact she said that, do you think she was the seed of Satan? Do you think a daughter of Yahuwah would have ever tell her husband that? Do you think a virtuous woman would have ever say to her, curse Elohim and die? I want you to know we have different seeds floating here. Oh, I tell you, the Father's got many that stand for him. The Father bless him with another wife. I'm sure this one would never tell him that. More children, he bless him. But he said, thou speakest as one of the foolish ones speaketh. Shall we receive good at the hand of Elohim, and shall not receive evil? In all this he did not sin with his lips. Let's go to Esther chapter 1. Esther chapter 1. Now we're dealing here with Esther and the king. It says, on the 7th day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded Manuman, Bisma, Habada, Bigata, Abagata, Satak, and Kakus, the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Assuerus the king, to bring Vashti the queen before the king, with the crown royal, to show the people and the princess her beauty. For she was very fair to look at. But the queen Vashti refused to come. What was the woman say? I ain't getting no money. Well, she must be a sunset, nobody's. And the king commanded by his chamberlain, therefore the king was very wroth, and his anger boiled in him. He sent for his queen. He's king. You see this thing come in line. You got Yahuwah, you got Yahushua, you got man, you got woman. Anytime you try to overjump, that's a rebellious time. That's a statement of rebellion. Then the king said to the wise men, which knew the times, for so was the king's manner towards all the new law and judgment. And the next unto him was Kashina, Shata, Admata, Tashish, Meres, Messina, Mukan, the 7 princes of Persia, Media, which saw the king's face, which sat at the first in the kingdom. What shall we do unto the queen? Now he have his princess where he said, they don't know the woman shame him in this. She shamed him in this presence of all his royals. So he said, look here, what shall we do unto the queen Vashti according to the law, because she had not performed the commandment of the king Assuerus by the chamberlains? And Milkans answered before the king, and the princess Vashti the queen had not done wrong to the king only, but also to the princes of all the people of the land. When she didn't come, she didn't just spit in his face, you know, she spit in all them princes' face. These royals said, what doing?
She learned that from Yasharal.
What the shame she get, that's right. And it said 17, for this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women. So servants in their eyes. Then it shall be reported that King Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the king to be brought before him, but she came not. Say, if they allow that to go, all women can be despised in men. You see? But when Satan take over and switch the father's name and we broke the covenant, that's all happening now. Total despisement in your own house. You ain't got no respect. Can't even live with them. Can't even be comforted by them. You ain't wait for a mama. When you was waking and taking care of them and doing it, they was happy-go-lucky. Kick that Satan's seed out. They the seeds of the devil. When you don't give them opportunity, you come to see who they really is. Let me tell you something. If you come under the covenant, the Father will be with you.
Yes.
You don't got to do nothing. You just come under the truth.
Under the truth.
Likewise shall all the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king which have heard of the deed of the queen. Thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. Let's go down to 22. So he said, for he sent letters unto all the king province and to every province. But before he did that, they decided they can choose a new queen. He don't need her no more. He said, let her never come before my presence.
No more.
You see? For he sent letters into all the king provinces and to every province, according to the right therefore, and every people after their language, that every man should bear rule in his own house,
Yes.
and that it should be published according to the language of every people.
That's the will of the Father.
After that, look here, let me tell you something. If the Father said it, we got to follow it. He have a wonderful thing to bless his people with. You know, he's going to bless us with immortality.
Yes.
And we can reign on this earth for 1,000 years. And after the 1,000 years, we can have the judgment that can be issued out to all of those that rejected his truth. You don't understand what's going on. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 28. 1 Samuel chapter 28. Samuel chapter 28 says, verse 5, and when Saul saw the host of the Philistine, he was afraid, and his heart greatly trembled. You know, this Saul, and at this time he had been disobedient to the Father. The Father said, when you go into the Amalekites, I want you to kill everything, kill all the cattle, kill everything. But no, he gone in there. See, let me tell you something. When it comes to the Father don't talk to hear himself, you know. All we are is to be obedient. He don't ask much of us. And what he asks of us is for our own benefit. He said, and when Saul inquired of Yahweh, and Yahweh answered him not. Now he's still trying to inquire of Yahweh, but he doesn't disobey him. But I said, man, I turn my back to you. That's what he do to his people for 400 years. He just turned his face back to them. He turned his back to him. So I got time for you to foolishness. Matthew 15 and 9. In vain do you all worship me, teaching the doctrines of men. Neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophet. Then said Saul unto his servant, seek me a woman that had a familiar spirit. Oh,
Going down now.
Say, go get me one woman who's stealing witchcraft. Let me tell you something. Even though a lot of these people in these churches dealing in ignorance, and you see these women like have these host prayer meet, all that is witchcraft because they praise him, Satan stealing worship. But you see, because you all are a lot of people, they are the seeds of Satan, they subject to him. Oh, mercy.
Mercy.
1 Kings chapter 11. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 11. Come on. 1 Kings chapter 11.
Solomon back.
Yeah, 1 Kings chapter 11. I'm going to give you some information on women. Stay in the covenant. You hear me? Stay in the covenant. 1 Kings. But King Solomon loved many strange women together with daughters of Pharaoh. And I want you to watch a lot of these women he loved. They were the enemies of the Most High. These are the people he told us to destroy. He loved many strangers together with the daughters of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Edomites, the Sidonians, the Hittites, of the nations concerning which Yahuwah said unto the children of Yashua, ye shall not go into them. You hear me? Who you think? You hear me say? The Edomites. You know what the Edomites says? I just told you that in my last episode. This is Yashua. That is America, England. And who these people worship? They worship Jesus Christ. The Father tell him, y'all better study to show yourself approved, you know.
Teach it.
He said, and ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you. For surely they will turn your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love.
They're worshiping Jesus now.
Now look at this now. Solomon, one of the wisest men on the earth. His heart was turned away from Yahuwah because of these strange women. See, that's why the Father said to me in Hebrew ministry, he said, there, I know you need a mate. I know you need a wife. But don't go over there for it. He said, you just hold the place. I can take care of that right under the covenant of Yahshua. Yes. What agreement has a wolf and the lamb? How I can go lay in a bed? I worship in Yahuwah, the woman on the side of me worshiping Jesus Christ. She can kill me. She's trying to see you, especially if she don't come to the truth. You better watch out.
Eat it, brother.
And he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines. And his wife turned to obey his heart.
Structure.
For it came to pass when Solomon was old, that his wives turned to obey his heart after other deities. Yeah? When you get old, they turn your heart away. You need to get someone who's genuine. 2 Kings chapter 8. 2 Kings chapter 8. I want you to understand that a lot of us think we know who we is, who think we know. But I want you to understand the Father knows us better than we know ourselves.
That's right.
You might say, oh, well, I worship Jesus Christ. I in that whole son. I never kill nobody. So I know when I die again. These people have got it back. Oh, I know when I die in that whole church, Jesus Christ, I get into heaven. I get that. But let me tell you something. The Father is the only one who knows his children. You could be a seed of Satan and don't even know it.
Yes.
Watch this. Let's go. 2 Kings chapter 8 verse 7. And Elijah came to Damascus, and Ben-Hadad the king of Syria was sick. And it was told him, saying, the man of Elohim is coming hither. Come on, boy, when you get connection with the man of Elohim.
Yes.
See, but you got to seek for it, you know.
Yes.
They don't know what great privilege and prayer and precious. Oh, Father, I give you thanks.
Blessing.
It says, and the king said unto Hazael, Hazael was one of his servants, he said, take a present in thine hand and go meet the man of Elohim and inquire of Yahuwah by him, saying, shall I recover from this disease? But here what he tell Hazael, he said, take a gift.
Yes.
Take a gift in your hand. And Hazael went to meet him and took a present with him, even every good thing of Damascus. What would he take? 40 camels burdened. That means loaded down. And came and stood before him and said, thy son Ben-Hadad king of Syria sent me to thee, saying, shall I recover of this disease? And Elijah said unto him, go and say unto him, thou mayest certainly recover. Now watch this. Howbeit, Yahuwah had showed me that he shall surely die. He said, you will recover, but you will die. Yahuwah that show it. Watch. See, you got to understand. The Father only just reveal things to his children. He said, Yahuwah. So he tell the man, said, he can recover, but he can surely die. Let's go on. He said, and he settled his countenance steadfastly until he was ashamed, and the man of Elohim wept. And just what Hazael said. Hazael said, why weeping, my master? Why are you weeping? Why are you weeping, man? And he answered, because I know the evil that thou wilt do unto the children of Yashrai.
Sure, man.
And their strongholds will thou set on fire, and their young men will thou slay with the sword, and will dash their children, and rip up their woman with the child. Watch what he tell. He comes gets sad, and Hazael said, why are you getting sad, man? He said, because I see what you would do to the children. He said, see what I would do to the children of Yashrai. Watch what he said. And Hazael said, but what is thy servant a dog that I should do this great thing? See what Hazael said? Hazael said, but am I a dog? You could say I can do it. Am I a dog? But he don't understand. Elijah said, Yahuwah show me. See, the Father doesn't know us before we know ourselves. One of the separation points for us can be truth.
Truth.
You want to hold on to falsehood? You want to worship man? Keep it up. And he said, that he said, am I a dog that I should do this great thing? And Elijah answered, Yahuwah had showed me that thou shalt be king over Syria. Watch it. He telling him, he said, he also showed me that you don't just kill up the children of his people, you know, the children of Yahuwah. Syria is the enemy. But the enemies were seeking us so far, right? Because they know that the Elohim we say was the most powerful in all the earth. He said, man, not just that. You can do this to Yasharai, but you can be king over Syria. So watch what he do. So it says that he departed from Elijah and came to his master, who said to him, what said Elijah to thee? And he answered, he told me that thou shouldest surely recover. That's all he told. 50, and it came to pass on the morrow, the next day, that he took a thick cloth and dipped it in water and spread it on the face.
On his face.
On his face, so that he had Hazael reigned in his stead. You see that? The man that Elohim said, you can be king of Syria. But when he gone back, he said, yeah, you're going to recover. The next morning, you know, he dip a cloth water, and he killed the king. Now, you think it's hard if Elijah tell him, you can do this to the children of Yashrai. Maybe now he started to understand. But if you continue reading the story, you'll see as you go through that Hazael did the very thing Yahuwah told Elijah he was going to do. You see, it's so important for us to stay close to the Mashiach.
Yes.
Because you think you know yourself, but you don't really know yourself. You see? You don't. The Father think when the woman married her husband and 10 years in the marriage, she shoot him with the gun, she know that was going to happen, but the father didn't know. And he forgives people for saying them, but the only way you're going to get this forgiveness is if you accept the truth. That's the separation between the seed of Yahuwah and the seed of Satan. You better hear me.
I hear you, brother.
Let's go to 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy. Second Timothy chapter 3. 2 Timothy chapter 3. It said, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemous, disobedient to parents, and unthankful, and unholy." And that's what's happening. Without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontented, fierce, despisers of those that are good, trading, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of other him. You see, that's the problem. The children of Satan, they love pleasure more than they love other him.
Yes.
They'll die just to be with that woman. They'll sell their soul. Look here.
Mercy.
Having a form of godliness. This is what is going on. You see, we have people walking these. They have a form. When the truth comes to you and you reject the truth, you know what it is? You now have a form of godliness, but you deny the power. The power says truth.
Yes.
The power says truth. You deny that. Say, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. When I come to people like that, don't even waste your time with them. They're the children of Satan. Don't forget, Lot's wife looked back. Satan has the seeds. You'll be surprised. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sin. Yeah, we call them silly women. Any old heathen walk in their house and live with them. So they're silly. Silly women laden with sins, led away with divers, ever learning and never able to come. You know, you got people they're going off to school getting the degree, but they never. Look here. This knowledge that the Father has given to me come from the Father. You could go away to school as much as you want, get your PhD, your doctorate. All of that wisdom is foolishness. The Father teaches his children and send them. There's no greater teacher than his teaching. Because he's the only one that opens up the mind. John chapter 1. Let's go to John chapter 1. John chapter 1 and verse 14 says, "And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. We beheld his esteem, the esteem as of only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth." Yes. But your love falls out. You see, I thank the Father.
Thank him.
For even choosing me.
Yes.
Making me worthy to know the truth and to bring me to this knowledge.
Yes.
You see?
That's it.
Because I tell you, when I look back, when I did 26 years in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, that was nothing but a hall. I could see the hall now. Filth.
That's it.
Filth. Let's go to John chapter 13. Let's go to John chapter 13. Come, go with me. John chapter 13. Verse 20. "Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that receiveth whomever I send receiveth me. He that receiveth me receiveth him that sent." Be careful in who you reject, The Father, look here. You got people out there, the spy was talking to my brother the other day, and he said, "Man, I see that fella, he had so much hate, it looks so terrible." But stop looking at people out of parents. That very man, you might say, because he have a lot of hair and a lot of beard, look crazy, he might have wisdom to bring you to eternal life, to save you from going the wrong way. But you don't like to judge people.
That's the truth.
Gotta watch it. When Yahushua had just said, he was troubled in spirit and testified and said, "Verily, verily, I say to you, that one of you shall betray me." Come on now. The 12 disciples, he said, "One of you can betray me." Then the disciples looked one on another, doubting to whom he spake. Now there was leaning on Yahushua's bosom one of his disciples, whom Yahushua loved, Simon Peter. Therefore beckoned him, that he should ask who it should be to whom he spake. He then, lying on Yahushua's breast, said unto him, "Master, who was it?" And Yahushua answered and said, He it is to whom I shall give a sup when I have dipped it. And when he had dipped the soup, he he gave it to Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon. And after the sup, Satan entered into him. You catch this? See, I want you to understand, Judas was a child of the devil. He was the seed of Satan.
Yes.
After it said that now Satan entered. You know, you think when people just go to commit, when people go, see, once you subject to sin, once the Father bring his truth to you, and you continue on reject, that's like blaspheming against the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
He telling you subject to sin now. So what Satan do? It said Satan entered into him.
Yes.
You see? When the person jump off the building to commit suicide, Satan enter into them.
Yes.
When Lot's wife looked back, Satan entered into her.
Yes.
When Lot's two daughters sleep with him, Satan entered into them.
Yes.
You better hear me. When Cain killed Abel, Satan entered it. He was Satan on. He was subject to Satan. That's why he said, I can put enmity between your seed and the woman's seed. But all seeds come of the woman.
Yes.
You got to catch it.
Teach it, brother.
Don't ever believe you got this thing down pat because you sitting in that house, you think you going to heaven. Only the Father know where you going.
Yes.
You could be bound for hell road, but be thanks and praise unto him if you hear the truth and come out on it.
Go to the end.
Blessed are they that are dead, but more blessed are they that live because you will know where you going.
Yes.
He said, and after he saw Satan entered into him, then said Yahushua unto him that what thou doest thou quickly. Now no man at the table knew for what intent he spake this unto him. For some thought he was just dealing with the baggage of money as the money changing. You see? Until he said, he then having received the soup, went immediately out, and it was night. Under the cover of the twilight of the dark.
Yes.
Mercy. Let's go to Ruth chapter 1. Ruth chapter 1. Ruth chapter 1. Say in the twilight of the dark. That's when they do it. Ruth is right after Judges. Right. Ruth chapter 1. Now I want you to understand here in the story of Ruth. It says in verse 1, now it came to pass in the days when the judges ruled that there was a famine in the land, and a certain man of Bethlehem of Yehudah went to journey in a country of Moab, he and his wife and his 2 sons.
Yes.
And that's all because they've broken the covenant. They're going to go journey in the land of the Moabites. Him, his wife, and his 2 sons. And as they were there, he died. Then his 2 sons take on a wife. Then the 2 sons died. I want you to read the whole story from 1 to 22. Then the 2 sons died. Then it said, and Naomi and Yahuwah, verse 9, and Yahuwah grant you that you may find rest each of you and the house of her husband. Then she kissed them. She telling the 2 daughters, okay, now my 2 sons died. I wish you all the best. You know, go and find a new husband and move on. And they lifted up their voice and wept, and they said unto, surely we will return with thee unto thy people. And Naomi said, turn again, my daughters, why will you go with me? There are yet no more sons in me. I am too old for a husband. Turn again, my daughters, and go your way, for I am too old to have a husband. I should say I have hope. If I should have a husband also night, should I also bear son? So she said, you my son, go back to your people. Would ye tarry for them till they were growing, even if I were to have the children, she said? Would ye stay for them having husbands? Nay, my daughters, for it grieveth me much for your sakes, that the hand of Yahuwah is gone out against me. It was against all Yasharal.
Yes.
Y'all want to go worship heathens? Now you're living in the land of the heathen, eating the heathen food.
Mix it up.
That's why we in the land of the heathen. 14, and they lifted up their voice and wept. And Oprah, this one of the girls, she kissed her mother-in-law. But Ruth clave unto her, and she said, behold, thy sister-in-law, Oprah, is gone back unto her people and unto her gods. Watch what Oprah do now. After a little bit. See, she was saying she wants to stick with her, but it wasn't genuine. It wasn't no genuine. She gone back to her people and God. You know, they used to burn children on altars. That's the Moabites. Sacrifice little babies. That's what they used to do. And Ruth clave unto her. She said, behold, thy sister-in-law is going back unto her people and unto her gods. Return thou after thy sister-in-law. And Ruth said, entreat me not to leave thee. or to return from following after thee. For whether thou goest, I will go, and whether thou lodgest, I will lodge, and thy people shall be my people, and thy Elohim might be my. She has learned something about the Elohim.
Yes.
She, watch this now. Although the two of these girls were born in the Moabite heathen, one of them was the seed of Satan, and the father secured another one of them unto him. You will know this woman bear David come through her.
Yes.
That's the line David come through, boy.
Yes.
Now watch this girl. She said, look here. Hold on now. I know it. My people David, but this Elohim I've been learning. He said, your Elohim will be my Elohim. And this the type of response priestly men need to get from these so-called wives, which are more like knives, when the husband say, look here, I came into some truth.
Yes.
We've been going the wrong way.
Yes.
All she needs to shoot out her mouth is for wherever thou goest, I will go.
Yes.
And where thou lodgest, I will lodge.
Say that.
And thy people shall be my people. And thy Elohim shall be mine. That's what you need to say.
So true.
Come on.
So
But
true.
no, they will be a rebellious people. Where thou diest, I will die.
Yes.
And where will I be buried? And there will I be buried. Yahuwah does so to me, and more also, if all but dead part me unto you. Hear that?
That do us part.
Watch this. So what I'm trying to show you, brothers and sisters, he even had mercy unto the heathen.
Yes.
You had Oprah and you had Ruth. Oprah was of the seed of Satan. She going back to David, that devil worship. But she got the same information Ruth got, you know. But Ruth, it clinged to Ruth. It took root in her. And she said, look here, man. Your Elohim will be your people. I reject them people. See, when you come into this covenant, you got to reject that system.
Yes.
Ruth rejected her people and joined up with Yasharan.
Yes.
You see?
That's the way it is.
She joined up with Yasharan. So brothers and sisters, I want you to understand, even though we might think we know what the end will be, we don't. It is only based on us accepting the truth as he said it. If you reject his truth, brothers and sisters, I can tell you right now, he can give you a little time to make sure. But if you reject it, use a child of the devil. Use the seed of Satan. One thing that the children of him would never do. But that's why when Shual would strike off the horse and he tells Shual who he was, Shual catch himself quick. Shual say, oh, he was sorrowful.
Yes.
So you have some people who commit crimes, but once they hear the truth, you could have a murderer. He didn't know he was living in ignorance. And after he heard the truth, he, oh, Father, forgive me.
Yes.
He straightened up.
Yes.
Watch the covenant now, the covenant cleansing him.
Blessing.
He under the covenant now. You see what I said?
Yes.
But those who reject his truth are nothing but the seeds of Satan. Brothers and sisters, I say to you all of them, especially to the 12 tribes of Yasharal, let us continue to grow in grace. Let not pride turn us onto the wrong path. Everything we need, the Father's going to give it to us right there in Yasharal.
Yes.
So we say, give praise unto Yahuwah Elohim,
Yes.
and unto his son Yahushua. There is no other name.
Yes.
There is no other name. Every other names are of the devil. I want to also say something here. You see those people over there in the land of Jerusalem? They celebrate, they pass over, they unleavened bread, these are, let me tell you, all that's a curse unto them. See, you got to understand something here. Even their music is a curse. See, I'm going to go a little deeper here with you, brothers and sisters. You see, I got to speak it like it is. When the Father gave those things, he gave it to Yasharal. But you have some people celebrating, but they despise Yasharal.
Yes.
You see, I could compare them to the woman at the well. He said, sister, you worship what you know not. But it coming a time when the true people of Elohim can give worship.
Yes.
The true people.
Yes.
Everything. That's why that land curse. That's why they have wars and suicide bombs. That's a curse because they dealing in something that was not given to them.
Yes.
Even their music is cursed.
Everything.
You see? So I don't stand on nothing when it comes to that. They also got to come under this covenant.
Yes.
You ain't nothing if you don't come under this covenant. So we give thanks to the Father.
Yes.
I say to all of you, love your enemies. Pray for them that hate and despise you. In the name of our Father Yahuwah and his son Yahushua, we say,